All right, welcome back. If you're someone who works with boilers day in and day out, you know a hydrostatic test is one of those things you absolutely have to get right. So today, we're going to walk through exactly how to do one safely, making sure you prove the boiler's integrity without actually hurting it in the process.
Okay, so let's get right into it. How do you test something to its limits without, breaking it? A hydro test isn't just a routine checkup. It's a really high-stakes procedure where we're deliberately stressing the system to find any weak spots. The whole idea is to do it in a super controlled way, so we can find those hidden issues before they turn into a major problem. Getting this right is everything.
So why is this test such a big deal? Well, you can think of it as your #1 line of defense. It's how we verify the boiler's strength and make sure it's completely tight. And in most places, this isn't just a good idea. It's a mandatory safety requirement you just can't skip.
At its core, the idea is pretty simple. We're using water, which, importantly, doesn't compress, to basically simulate, or even go beyond, normal operating pressure. This pressure is what helps us find those tiny, hidden cracks or leaky welds that you'd never see with the naked eye. The kind of things that could lead to a real disaster under steam pressure.
Now, it's super important to know that there are really two different animals here. You've got your working pressure test, which is kind of like a routine checkup you do after some minor work. But then you have the overpressure test. That one is a much more serious exam of the boiler's basic integrity. It's the one you have to do for new equipment or after any major repairs.
A good, safe test doesn't just start the moment you flip the switch on the pump. Not at all. It starts way before that, with really careful preparation. This is the stage where you stop problems from ever happening in the first place.
And look, this is not just some to-do list you can skim through. Every single point here is a critical safety barrier. You need 2 calibrated gauges, one for checking the other. And you absolutely have to gag those safety valves. Why? Because the test pressure is going to go way past their set point, and you could easily damage them. Every step on this list is here for a reason, to protect you and the equipment.
In this number right here, this might be the single most critical factor for not damaging the boiler. We're talking about the water temperature. The boiler's metal shell has to be warm enough to stay flexible, to stay ductile, and avoid something called brittle fracture. This range, 30 to 50 degrees Celsius, that's the sweet spot. And whatever you do, never, ever test with water below 21 degrees. It is just not worth the massive risk.
All right, so all the prep work is done. Let's move on to actually running the test. The keywords for this entire process are control, patience, and observation. We want to do everything slowly and gradually to make sure we don't shock the system.
Following these 5 steps and following them precisely is totally non-negotiable. You fill from the bottom and vent from the top. That's just common sense to get all the air out. Then you bring the pressure up slowly, and I mean slowly, pausing along the way to check for any early leaks. Rushing any of this is just asking for trouble.
Now this is a huge one, water hammer. It happens when you slam a valve shut and stop the water flow dead in its tracks. It sends this destructive shockwave through the system. I mean, think of it like a sledgehammer hitting your pipes from the inside. It can easily damage everything, and it's exactly the kind of chaos we're trying to avoid. So slow and steady on every valve.
So you've held the pressure, you've done your checks. How do you actually know if you passed? Well, the criteria for a successful test are really clear, and there's no room for guesswork.
This table tells you exactly what to look for. First up is the pressure drop. If it holds steady and stays within these limits, that's a great sign your system is tight. Then comes the visual check. We're looking for 0 leaks, not even a little bit of sweating or misting anywhere. And finally, you're looking for any signs of bulging or permanent deformation. If you tick all these boxes, congratulations, your test is qualified. Okay, let's wrap this all up. We're going to reinforce the absolute must-dos that let you walk away from the test confident that your boiler is in great shape and that you didn't do any harm to get it there. This right here is your final takeaway. Seriously, if you remember nothing else, burn these 5 points into your brain. They are the absolute core of doing a hydro test without causing any damage. You get these right every single time, and you're going to protect your equipment and run a safe, reliable test. And hey, one last thing to leave you with. A test isn't really over until the paperwork is done, right? Proper documentation gives you a clear, official record of the boiler's integrity. And trust me, that's exactly what an inspector and your future self is going to want to see. If you found this guide helpful, do us a favor and hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more explainers just like this one, all designed to keep your plant running safe and sound. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.